Good morning. Today is day number 163. Yesterday I had 32,435 steps. And today I'm going for another 24,000. It's Sunday. It's my last day in Dallas. And today's going to be about the views. Most of the days we get to the views a little bit farther along. But I started my walk in a different place this morning, a little bit closer to the heart of downtown, so we can experience some lights, some high rises, just a little bit different scenery. Most of the time I walk the same paths because I know how far out it is. And once I get to a certain point, I can turn back. I know how many steps I'll have from there. But today is Sunday. We're taking it easy. We're sitting in them, getting those steps in. We're just going to have some stuff to look at. It's not going to be so dark. It is an absolute beautiful morning out here as well. I think it's 66 degrees. A bit breezy. But when I saw the forecast for Vegas, which is where I'm headed back to today, it's 49. That's a different wardrobe. It's a different everything. So I'm happy to be here, dressed down for the occasion, and back out on my walk. So this morning I'm going to talk about something, and this will be the only time I ever talk about it. And maybe this is a tip for you as well on how to handle adversity. Every day, maybe get 30 spam calls. It says scam likely. They're easy to identify. And I've got a routine that I've developed. I hit the answer button, I hit the end button, and then I hit the block button. And while I know there's millions of phone numbers that I can call, it makes me feel just a little bit better that those ones won't be backed. And that's the exact same way I handle trolls on my channel. Trolls, here's how I see trolls. The people that leave the negative comments, the people that think they're gonna knock you off your path. Trolls are those little cute toys that are naked, they're embarrassed, they've got the gem in their belly button and the wild neon hair. That's how I see those negative comments. And the smile on my face is the satisfaction I get when I get to thank them for watching, because I'm going to kill them with kindness, and then I'm going to hide them from the channel so they'll just be talking to themselves. I realize hurt people. And if they really think that they can knock me off this game with whatever weak thing they have to say, what a joke. I'm up 3 o'clock every single morning. They're probably staying up late to comment negative stuff on people. And, if you let them shake you, you might fall victim to them. Your channel might fall victim to them. And that's what they want. Do you really want to give them what they want? I don't have any interest in that. So just like a scam caller, I answer the phone, I end the call, and I block them. And that's all I have about trolls right now and forever. So back to this lovely walk. It is 66 degrees outside. Just like the most perfect conditions for walking. If I had more time this morning, I start work at 7 o'clock. I might go 20 miles in this, because as the days progress, it's just going to get colder and colder. It's not a bad thing, It's not ideal for me in particular, but I do love the challenge. I love to be in a bit of an uncomfortable situation when it comes to pursuing these goals, because it reminds me that not every path is a flat road. There's going to be hills. There's going to be valleys, both of which require a bit of self-control to continue up or down the path. Even when things are downhill, you got to use those quads to slow you down. Otherwise, you begin running down that hill and running, and maybe you kick the back of your foot and you topple over. So all of this is about controlled movements. And when things get easy, it's about still staying consistent. We see a little bit of progress and we feel like that's it, and we can take our foot off the gas. That's not going to be the case for me. Like, I've planned 5 steps ahead. If you didn't know, I'm a daily chess player. I've been playing since one of my clients, Bob Jacobson, introduced me to it. That been 8 years ago, and I've got the chess.com out. I'm not a chess master by any stretch. I hover right around 1,100 to 1,100, and I haven't taken the next step to analyze each game to get myself to the next level. But that's one of the things that's on my list, because I want to get better and better. But I realize there's patterns to everything. And after the first opening moves, there's billions of possibilities. You start to notice a pattern when you're in the 800s, the 700s, on people's opening moves, and the counter moves that you make and how they affect the entire game. That's all I'm doing right now, is just playing a game. Right now I'm playing the game of walking. I'm playing the game of YouTube. I'm seeing some growth. I'm seeing people are resonating with me. I'm finding my tribe. And that's something I'm doing day by day. One pawn move by one pawn move. It just takes a little bit of time. Yesterday, across 600 subscribers, people are talking about me to their friends and family. Like, I imagine what 600 people look like in a room. I don't have a room at home that could house 600 people. So, for that many people to want to hear my message, that's amazing to me. And for me to hit my goal, I've got 93,400 left to go. And I'm absolutely going to get there. It doesn't matter when, doesn't matter how long. They're out there. The algorithm will bring them into me. I'm loving this platform more every single day because I understand and realize the power of it. The power of the consistency that I have to show up. And when I show up and post each day, then YouTube says, okay, this is the guy we want to push. I still have a lot of videos that just have double-digit views. And I'm so psyched about that. Because I know those videos will have thousands, if not millions of views in the future. There's some ideas on these videos, or I'm just putting my thoughts out there where people will discover them this year, next year, 5 years from now, and it will put them on a path of self-improvement, which is all I really desire to do. I mention this from time to time, but these videos are for you. I'm going to be out here doing the action. It's not about me filming videos so that I get up and actually do the action, because I didn't start posting these videos consistently until October 20th. Today is November 17th. And that is 28 days of posting every single day, including today. So I'm on the path. You know, one of the things I exercise every single day, and this is the power of these double-digit videos, I can say the same things over and over and over again right now, because the chances that you've watched this video and another one of my videos from the beginning of my journey when I first started being consistent are slim. And for most people, when a message is reiterated over and over and over again, that's what helps them find the value in the message and allows them to become consistent. That part also helps me as well, because while I speak the message, I edit the video, I get to hear what I say and I get to break it down. When I'm breaking these clips down, I'm listening for little glitches in the audio, listening for ambient noise. I'm just listening for everything. I want to make the experience as great as possible for you. You know, and some people have been nice enough already to help me find the things that I've missed. I'm certainly not perfect. I never will be perfect. But right now I'm putting the work in to become a professional at this. And the difference between an amateur and a professional is an amateur practices until they get it right, and a professional practices until they can't get it wrong. As you watch the progression of these videos, I put days on the titles of each of these videos. For one, so you can see this doesn't happen overnight, but two, I want you to see the progression as I sit out here, walk out here, and talk to you. There is going to be a day where none of my words are stumbled on. I want you to see the stumbles. I want you to see the things that I struggle with right now, because it won't be here forever. And it doesn't matter to me how long it takes to get over them. I'm going to keep practicing until I can't get it wrong. As I walk here right now, I'm 0.6% along the way to my goal. A lot of people might not see light at the end of the tunnel for that. They're like, man, I got such a far way to go. But then I remember starting out the first day of this, 35 plus pounds heavier, not happy, dissatisfied with who I saw in the mirror, dissatisfied with the person that I was, waking up to the fact that I'm not going to live forever. Why would I feel so entitled? Why should I be so entitled to believe that? Whether good or bad habits, I'm going to pass. But what quality of life do I want? Do I want the one where I eat and drink myself into a situation where I can't walk or take care of myself? Or do I put the work in now, just like investing financially into my healthy future? How do you do it? What are your priorities? There comes a time when all the childish stuff that you do, you won't want to do that anymore. It won't be appealing to you. You'll realize it's a waste of time. And the only difference between me and you, if you haven't realized that yet, is, well, you haven't woke up to the fact that there's an end date for this. And the most special part about it is you don't know yours and I don't know mine. Tomorrow isn't promised, but neither is today. Anything can happen. So I'm going to put the most amount of experiences in this day that I possibly can. I've got a flight this afternoon, about 12 hours from now. In between that, I've got work for a few hours. And once I pack that stuff up and bring it over to FedEx and thank the client for having me, I'm on my way back home. But in between that time, maybe I'll go walk and grab something to eat. But I got a lot of good eats here in Dallas. I love Texas for that. You can't just be average in Texas, especially when it comes to the meats. You gotta bring it. You gotta have something special that people want to just speak on and recommend to their friends, and it blows up, just like this channel. I appreciate all of y'all that take the time to watch, but even more, I appreciate the people that take the time to comment and watch to the end of the video. This isn't TikTok. This isn't Instagram. The short form game for me is over. My retention rates are going up and up and up and up. I'm starting to realize it all. I'm starting to see what this platform is truly about. Grasping attention so that you can actually learn something. There's no 15-second, 30-second, 60-second video that is going to give you the information you need to change your life. I cannot change my life in a single day, in a single 30-second post. Sure, it can go viral. Sure, it can get 100 million views. But then, on to the next one. I'm working on having so much content that you just got a library of Brandon Alexander. You know, January 1st is coming up, and I know as much as I give the message that you don't have to wait until January 1st to get started on a journey of self-improvement, you don't need permission from anyone to get started. You don't need permission from the public to get started on you, on the person that hopefully you love the most. Because if you don't love you, I promise the love you're giving isn't as genuine as it could be. I have that intentional love now to just really do as much as I can for the people that do rock with me. The others are just noise. They're just acquaintances. They're single-serving friends, as Tyler Durden said on Fight Club. Single-serving friends. People you meet on the airplane. People you meet in the elevator for a chance. 30 to 60 seconds. They're in your life and they're out of your life. You'll likely never see them again. I think about the people that I pass on the streets when they're out as early as I am. And I think this is the only time I will ever see this person in my life. Like, this person will never see me again. The difference between me and them is I am not looking down on my phone. I'm looking up. And I'm checking out the world around me. You can see it here. I get to enjoy this beautiful views. The things that were once somebody's dream come to life. I mean, look at signs like this. Someone dreamed this up. The way the stakes go in the ground, the all rights reserved, a little R. This is all somebody's dream. It's not all about ChatGPT. People think AI is coming in to take over. It's just a tool to help us out. We created it, and while it can learn quickly, it It doesn't have certain rationalization skills that we as human beings were built with, we're programmed with. Look at this. Like when I turn around, there is a screen that's so massive that, look at this screen right here. Look at how big that thing is. That was somebody's dream. Being in the TV business, I remember, and I'm talking about the TV installation business. Though I've done a little bit of film. I'll touch on that in a minute. My film career was short-lived. But, this was all someone's dream. If you were around when flat panel TVs came out, a 26-inch TV was a big TV at the time. But because the form factor changed and it wasn't such a large box, and you could hang it on the wall like a picture and get your space back, take your space back from the top of the dresser, from the top of the entertainment center that would house that big projection screen TV. I mean, look, there's one right there, and there's also one right there. And don't forget, I could be your hero, baby. But this was all someone's dream and idea, that their TV didn't need to take up so much real estate and that they could really use the extra space for storage or something else. Other little trinkets, other things to display on that wood surface. The beauty in the fact that people can have these ideas and they come to life is that I know I'm a creator myself, and I'm capable of having the same ideas and bringing them to life as well. One of the ideas I have is this YouTube channel. And I'm just a guy that's walking around. I've got some wisdom to share with you. I've got some consistency, some discipline to share with you. I've got to say it over and over again. This does not happen overnight. This took a lot of peaks and valleys. This took a lot of figuring out. But I assure you, even if someone is one day older than you and they have some insight to share with you, listen. Because if they're a year, 5 or 10 years or 50 years older than you, and they share that information, for one, they're blessing you with that. Because they had to actually go through this stuff. They had to deal with that adversity until they figured it out. If they're able to so eloquently put their 10, 20 years of experience into a 30-second tip for you, something that they might have struggled with, and you get to talk to someone that's your senior for a few minutes and gain some new wisdom. That's a hack that is so valuable, that if you make sure you don't go down the same path as they did, you could save the time that they had to waste to figure out that they were going down the wrong path in the first place. I don't play around anymore with experience and advice from people that have been in situations. I understand that is my DeLorean. That's my Back to the Future. That's my almanac from the second Back to the Future. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. Because if you had a book with all the plays, you only bet on the winners? Would you waste time betting on the losers if you knew every team that was going to win? For my bettors, my degenerates, when you put a 20-leg parlay out there and bet everything you had if you knew the winners and set yourself up for life, course you would. That's the opportunity we have with older people's experiential advice. They went through it before. I'm walking by some massive high-rises right now. Like, I wish I could fly like a drone. Those drones are loud, man. But if I could fly like a drone, I'd show you the skyline on a whole different level. But for now, we'll stay on the ground. I got some walking to do. I got 24,000 steps to get in. And how beautiful is this? Like, not another soul out here. This is just like the show, The Last Man on Earth. You know, he's got everything stacked up in his place. He's got stuff from the Oval Office. He's got Lamborghinis. He's got all this stuff that everybody wanted. But at that time, since there's no one to enjoy it with, the status, the allure, the grandioseness of those things, they don't even matter. Oh, that's cool. Look at this guy. I told you Sunday was about the views. That's all wood. Someone carved that out there. Oh, that's cool, man. Being a low voltage guy, I have a big appreciation for these trees and how they're lined with lights. This is a pain in the butt to do. Especially once you get up here onto the branches and you've got to wrap around the branches and go through and all that stuff. And I've done quite a few trees, but not this many trees. There's like 60, 70 trees on this block. The period, the time, where when someone asks me what I do and I tell them I'm a YouTuber, is so close, like I can feel it in my grasp. And that could be at any time. That could be right now. But there will be a time where the income I generate from this channel will take care of my livelihood, my wife's livelihood, my family's livelihood. Because I'm unwilling to quit on this. I'm done with starting over. I would rather just keep going. If you grew up during the era of Jersey Shore when it was still on TV, like the original, one of the things that they always were talking about was GTL, Gym Tan Laundry. They stayed consistent with that, and to this day, they are the brownest Italians you could find out there. But they partied hard, no doubt. They always hit the gym. They always stayed consistent with it. They didn't always make it to work, but that wasn't their destiny. They knew they had to do the work thing for the show, and then eventually they stopped having to go to that job. And that was just a place that they would stop by to reminisce. You know, that used to be one of the conditions to stay in that house, is they had to go to work. They ain't got to go to work no more. I was at Dre's a few years ago to celebrate a buddy's bachelor party. Pauly D was there DJing for a big crowd on a rooftop. Great vibes. I was all built up from GTL, that routine. Going from an unknown DJ that put the work in, was fun. MTV, and took off with it. Kept his foot on the gas, didn't quit just because he had made it on MTV. Most people take their foot off the gas. Most people see a little bit of success And they think that's it. This is gonna take me from here to the clouds, not realizing it's not the most frequent work that they put in, the most recent work that they put in. It was the work at the very beginning, the base that they set up for themselves to really get them to where they needed to be. What kind of base are you building? Is it the type that will blow over with a small breeze? Or is it the largest blocks that you could find, the heaviest blocks? And you're going as wide as you possibly can with the base. You're setting that base up to where when you put the next layer on, not going anywhere. It's staying exactly where it is. And there's no chance that any storm can blow it down. No matter the force, no matter the volume, your structure is staying up. That's the base I'm setting right now, while no one's watching. So that when everyone's watching, it's gonna look effortless. I'm on my way to 100 videos, 100 long form videos. And depending on how things are when I get to that point, I will either continue doing daily videos, or maybe I'll do a few a week, or maybe I'll do one a week. The value is only going to get better and better because the time in between when I shoot these videos, edit them, and go through my day, I'm constantly learning. You got to remember, I just started pressing record 28 days ago. Before that, I would spend the 4 hours plus in the mornings listening to podcasts, listening to people that were my senior, that had already went through the struggles that I was on my way toward, and I was able to sidestep them. I was able to avoid them and get myself on a better path. Today is day 163. 28 days ago was day 135. Now you won't find 135 because I started posting shorts during that time. I found that my friend Chad said, "Hey man, I'm not doing shorts anymore." He's just a few years older than me. I heard that message loud and clear. I saw that there was wisdom in that. And while it would knock off, I think at the time before I unlisted all my shorts, I had close to 100,000 views. And when I knocked those off, it put me under 20,000 views on my long form content. Sharing some game with you right now. Hope you got a pen and paper if you're a YouTuber. When I took the shorts off, after the second day, when the algorithm wasn't recommending my shorts anymore, and all it had was my long form content to recommend, I went from, before I unlisted the shorts, I would have between 2,500 and 3,500 views a day, maybe about 90% skewed towards shorts. Well, as of yesterday, I've got, and that's over a 48-hour period when you're checking the chart. If you're a YouTuber, you know that YouTube Studio platform where you can see the bar graph of how many views you have over the last 48 hours and the last 60 minutes. Well, when I unlisted those shorts that weren't serving me and weren't serving you, the algorithm then is just forced to recommend my long form content. And when it did that, my average just shot right back up to 2,500 views over 48 hours. And I'm at the beginning. This is the worst I'll ever be. Just like AI that's learning, it's the worst the technology will ever be. It will only get better. But just seeing that one change, skyrocket my watch hours, because now I've got content where if I have a 35 to 40% retention rate, and it's just getting better and better and better as people experience my content. If I have a 10-minute video at 35%, that's 3.5 minutes. If I have a 30-minute video at 3.5%, it's about 12 minutes. That adds up quickly if a video takes off. And like the coolest part about this is I'm still in the stage where I don't know what's going to take off, but then I'm convinced that most people don't know what's going to take off. They just post it and see what happens. And then one day the algorithm picks up your content on that high-speed rail, and you see explosive growth, and all of a sudden, everybody knows your name. But we got to use the strategy. This is a learning platform. You can't learn anything of value in 15, 20 seconds. So if you're the type of person that sticks around, that is actually looking at changing your life, and you've made it this far, I want you to post the word views in the comment section below. I'm sorry, there's a fire truck going by. I'm not freezing today. The last couple of videos I had some freezy spots, and it was because of spotty Wi-Fi in the hotel when I'm uploading. But yeah, comment the word views, and I'm not talking about views as in YouTube views, but it could be a double meaning. I'm talking about the views of the city, how you could see me the majority of this walk, and I'm not just a dark silhouette. By the way, yesterday, one of the guys I was working with is the Jack Link's Sasquatch. 6'6". This guy is 6'6", and he was talking to one of the other staff members about how he got the job. He was in the acting game, and if you've ever been in the acting game, it's tough. You go on a bunch of auditions, and something just isn't right about you for the majority of roles until it is. Well, by chance, he happened to sign up for this audition to become the Jack Link Sasquatch, not thinking much of it. Here comes that fire truck again. I told you we're getting views today. And sounds. Oh, I guess he's stopping right there. Maybe not. My brother shot this video down in LA, and he was trying to get the perfect scene, and all these buses were passing by. He's shooting like a cameo for the Bad Boys trailer, and all these buses just kept passing by and passing by. And it's like every time you want to do something, there's always some kind of obstacle that wants to present itself in your way. But it does not matter. Yeah, I'm just doing my daily walk, my guy. Thank you. But yeah, you find all these distractions. People try to throw you off your game. And it's just about sticking with it. In the very beginning days, that fire truck likely would have frazzled me to the point where I'd just be stuck. But this practice that I'm putting in right now, as that fire truck is finding its direction, is invaluable. Because if stuff like that can't shake me, if people walking through can't shake me, I got a skill that no one can take from me. The skill of communication is so valuable. That translates to persuasion in sales. That translates to helping someone understand an idea or a concept with your words. There's power in that. But back to TV. This guy is a Jack Link Sasquatch. The funny character that's in that suit that makes the movements and everything. He was such a nice guy. He's actually an IT professional. And just by chance, he said, you know what? I'm going to take this audition. Why not? These other ones haven't been working out. I've been too tall. And when he got into the room, you know, he went in there. He wasn't the most vibrant he ever was. You know, and the casting director asked him, hey man, how tall are you? He said 6'6". The guy said, you got the job. But he had to go through all those auditions that didn't work out to get to the one that did. He had to keep going. He had to be consistent. He had to be persistent in the face of adversity and so many people saying no to him. He had to go through all those no's to get to the yes. And once he got to the yes, like, I'm sure you've seen those commercials. They are hilarious. That's him. That's his creativity. He's putting his own spin on it. And that's what makes it amazing. That's what makes it just beautiful, because a product of his consistency and persistence allowed him to get that role when he could have given up one audition earlier. And I never would have met the Jack Link's Sasquatch. I hope that you've enjoyed your time here this morning, because I know I certainly have. I've got a flight later on. Pick me a nice emergency exit row. Got the extra leg room. And I'm just gonna relax on that flight. I got 3.5 hours of sleep last night. Is that something that's gonna knock me off the course of this? Absolutely not. We're protesters outside until the wee hours. But you know what's beautiful? Everybody's gotta sleep. Everybody's gotta sleep sometime. And the other beautiful part about this is while they're sleeping, I'm working. I'm working hard. While they're staying up late, working on their self-destruction, I'm waking up early, working on my self-improvement. And the right people will see this, and they'll begin to work on themselves. My tribe of 100K and more, they're on their way. They're gonna have so much content to watch. They're gonna have so much time to get to know me and love me and crave more. This is just a fact. It's not speculation, it's a fact. This is what happens with your favorite celebrities and personalities. They put the work in the dark. The people that are the great dancers, the CERT performers, the amount of work that they do that you do not see when they come out to perform for an hour. They've spent 1,000 hours perfecting that one performance so that they could do it over and over and over again without missteps, without edits. That's why I bring you these videos now, unedited, because I want to show you my stumbles so that you can see my wins in the future. This is the same thing, the same process you can apply. So with that, I'm gonna cut it. Don't forget to leave that word views in the comment section if you made it this far and that far back in the video. I truly appreciate you. I truly appreciate your time. I'm looking forward to your exponential growth, just like I'm sure you're looking forward to mine. And if you're not, it is what it is. I'm not for everyone, baby. And that is just beautiful. I'm gonna leave you with one last view before I cut this, because you never know what's around the next corner. But I know what is around the next corner for me. And it is my absolute joy to be with you today, for you to spend this time with me and to watch me grow. Until next time, I'm Brandon Alexander.